Hey guys, Ashley here. Welcome back to, well, I don't know if I should say welcome back to or not, but this is our last Advent calendar video, and today I am just recapping on everything we got. I hope you all had a great Christmas, or Hanukkah, if that's what you celebrate, or I guess I should say you're having a great Hanukkah. If you don't celebrate either of those, I hope you had a great day anyway. So, we're going to recap everything we got here. You see we've got it all laid out. And I've laid it out in the order that we got it in. I've also got my lightsaber up here just for decoration. This is actually one of my lightsabers. I have a small collection of them, and this is my Qui-Gon lightsaber. And I wrote out a little cheat sheet here of all the names of the different things, just in case I forget something. I can just kind of look over at it. I've got it on my keyboard's music stand. Okay, so for our first day of the Advent calendar, we got the Slave One, which was Boba Fett's ship. And this is one of... I remember when I put this together, and I was still figuring out the calendar. It was my first day, and I actually had to stop the video, and I cut it back on. I'm like, oh, okay, the instructions are in the door. I don't remember if I actually had to stop the video or if the camera cut out on me. I just can't believe that it's already over. I'm gonna miss doing this. But anyway, I just had a lot of fun with this. So I love how even in such small scale, the ship is just so easily recognizable. Then our next one was the Bespin Guard, and I'm going to apologize in case I say anything wrong. I'm just going to apologize in advance. I am kind of bad with the pronunciation on Star Wars names. And he was just sort of a little average minifigure, but I like him anyway. He'll be a nice addition to any Star Wars MOCs I attempt in the future. I say attempt because, I don't know, I don't think I'm that great at doing Star Wars scenes. I can do nature scenes, but I don't know. So I like that they have back printing. I'm pretty sure all of these have back printing as well. So he only has a face on one side. Some of them have like a two-sided thing. So that was him. And at the end of this, I'm going to pick like a couple of favorites out. So anyway, then we got the TIE Interceptor, which I believe I incorrectly called a TIE Fighter when I first got. But, I mean, easy mistake for me, and probably for other people too, but I don't know, I always just feel kind of dumb when I make those mistakes. But we got the TIE Interceptor, and again, it's just so easily recognizable, just even in this small scale, and I think it looks so cool. And yes, I did kind of set up one of my microfighters back here. And I got that one in particular here for a reason, but we'll get to that. So then, on day 4, we got a Imperial Navy Trooper. Yes, I had to consult the list for him. And I absolutely love how he looks. Again, not one with a back printed head, but he does have back printing on here. And I like the little headset piece that's printed on him, and he just looks really great, I think. He's with a little blaster, and I just think he looks really great. And then the next one was the Hoth turret. And I remember at this point, I was actually thinking that we were going to get like a mini build and a mini figure, and it was going to repeat for the whole month. But of course, that ended up being an incorrect theory. But anyway, then we got the Hoth turret, which it's kind of plain, but I still like it anyway. Furbacca back here is probably going to end up falling asleep. I don't know. Like, I think he's somewhat voice activated, but I don't know. I think I will do an overview video on him one day as well. But anyway, so I think that the Hoth turret looks really good. I know a lot of people thought it was kind of plain based on what I found when I looked up stuff about the calendar. And one person suggested using it as a stand for the TIE Interceptor like that. And that actually does look kind of cool. I don't remember exactly where it was that I saw that suggestion. I just lost a piece of the Interceptor on there. I think it might have been the comments on another YouTuber's videos, but I cannot think. I looked at so many sources to get all the names because the Lego site in the end didn't end up being too helpful to me. Okay, so then on day 6, we got the Snow Trooper. Okay, I'm sorry, my camera cut off, and at least I noticed it right away this time. So anyway, what I was saying was that this is actually one of my favorites we got. I love that he has like the little pack included, and even with it off, he does have back printing, so that's like really cool. he, again, only has, like, the one-sided face, but that doesn't really matter because of the mask. And I really like how this looks. I like that we got, like, a different blaster with him. And I just, in general, I really love the printing on all the figures that we got. But I thought, I don't know, like with the Snow Trooper and then the Storm Trooper, it's always nice to have more of them to line up, you know? Would you stand up, please? Sorry, this droid drives me crazy. You have no idea how long it took me to get him to stand before. He's like top heavy, I think. I don't know. So then on day 7, we got the Snow Trooper Snowman, which I thought was kind of an interesting build. And it's got the little flick missile piece here, but I have the thing taken out at the moment. But when you put it in, of course, you just press down and then the piece flies out. And it came with a little bits of snow. And I just thought this one looked kind of cool. A little bit strange, but cool. So that's that one. Our next one was, this is a P-Tower, one of the cannons that the Rebels used. And I remember not knowing what this was. So now all you guys know, if any of you also didn't know what it was. So there's that. And you can see it's not exactly appropriately sized, I suppose. Again, I guess if you turn it down like that, it's appropriately sized for a minifigure. So this one's different. It's kind of plain, I guess, not really different. It's kind of plain, but still I think it's a nice little minifigure prop. And I like this piece here. I don't really know what that piece is called. Okay, so that was that. And then on day 9, we got a Hoth Rebel Trooper. So there was kind of a lot of stuff from Hoth being given at that point. And he has printing on his face, not on the back. So he only has, like, that face. His mask here, the goggles come off and you can put them on top of his... Did I just call his goggles mask? Well, his helmet here has the goggles on it, and they go on, and you can take them from here and put them on here. He's got a blaster, and he is printed on his vest and on his legs. And for the vest, the printing continues onto the back. And he, just like all the others, just has wonderful paint. The next thing that we got was the Venator class Star Destroyer. And that was this one. And I really like how this one looks. I say that a lot, I know, but... just a second, my cat's chewing on something. Electra! No! How did you get in here? I thought I shut you out. Sorry, she hit some of the keys on my keyboard. But after this, I'm actually going to be filming... go away, Grandma, I'm filming. What did you want? I don't, probably. Sorry. Anyway, she just wanted to know if I was going out tomorrow with my cousin. I don't know. But anyway, I'm actually gonna be filming like what I got for Christmas right after this, and my cat was trying to chew on one of the items over there. So anyway, back to this. I believe we just looked at the Venator class Star Destroyer. The next thing we got was an AAT, which was the Armored Assault Tank, if you're not familiar with the abbreviated term. And that would be this. Again, a really neat looking one. I like these, this particular color of brick as well. There goes Furbacca asleep. Okay, let's wake him back up. Come on, Furbacca. Come on. It'll take him a minute. He actually has to go through the sleep thing before I can wake him up again. So we'll go ahead and move on to the... Oh, no, there he goes. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. And that was the droid gunship. And I don't know. I wasn't too thrilled with this one myself. Mainly because I never really cared much for the design of the ship. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I believe I even stated that I liked it. So it's not like I don't like it. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it was kind of an odd choice. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say about it. My cousin said it looks like a flattened snail. My older cousin said that. I don't know, like, it's not one of my favorites, but I don't hate it either. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. Just like compared to the other ships we got, I just feel like that one's a bit out of place. But I mean, we also got a sled, so who am I to say what's out of place? So our next thing was the battle droid, and we kind of were getting stuff from the prequels for a while there. Anyway, I really love this battle droid, and I just love this minifigure in general and how it looks. I don't think I've ever personally had one of these. Also, in my research for like finding out what everything was in all the different days, I found that a lot of people apparently put the legs on backwards the first time they put them on. So I thought that was kind of interesting that I immediately put them on right. Well, maybe I did start to put them on backwards, but I did put them on right, and so many people had trouble getting them on the right way. But anyway, the next thing that we got was we got Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter. And that was this one, and this is another one that I really like. I don't think I exactly ID'd it in the video. I think that after a while I just started calling them starships, because like even if I did ID them, I was kind of worried that I was incorrect and I didn't want to say it. But this is Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter, and I really do like this one as well. The next one, and I'm really ashamed at myself for not identifying it and for mistaking it as a speeder at one point. I mean, in the small scale, I guess you can't really blame me, but this is the Tentative 4, I think I said that right, and this, of course, had some iconic moments on it, and I wasn't able to ID it, and I felt really bad about that. I do really like it in the small scale. I feel like it's sort of got like a candy cane color scheme. That might just be me though, but it does kind of have that color scheme. And you can see how I mistook it for a speeder. So, next we got this little protocol droid. And you'll recall that I didn't know who he was. And I was just referring to him as Silver C-3PO. And a bit of research has yielded that though this is the same mold they use for C-3PO, this is a different protocol droid. And as far as I can tell, and as confirmed on various blogs and other people whose videos I've watched, this is U-3PO. So you see that he's got the front printing on his legs and on the chest part, and that continues on the back on the chest part. And of course, this is one of my favorites. I just love how he looks. I love how the droids look in general. Just the fact that LEGO bothered with like completely different molds for them. Just like with all the Simpsons ones. I got a complete set of the Series 2 Simpsons minifigures. And I just love how they all have their own unique printing. Or not, well, yes, unique printing, but like unique sculpts is what I meant. So anyway, the next thing we got was a Gonk droid, which was like the little power droids. And I remember that I stated that this looked like a movie camera. I still think it looks like a movie camera, but I still do really enjoy this little mini build. Maybe this should be considered a minifigure, I don't know. But pretty much everything I got here is going to be really fun to use like for builds in the future. And then this one on day, what day did we get Jabba's Palace? Day 18 we got Jabba's Palace. And I remember I ID'd this right away, but I didn't want to say it till it was together, and it just looks so cool. Even in a miniature scale. I was hoping for more mini locations, and I didn't get any more mini locations, obviously. But I'm still happy with everything I did get. Our next thing was another minifigure on day 19, which was my older cousin's birthday. I got Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi. And I was really happy to get him because this particular minifigure is normally only in like the really expensive sets. I think there's 2 expensive sets he's in. And I was just so happy when I saw him. So he's got printing on the front and on the back, and I just love the lightsaber piece. He also has like the multiple expressions, kind of the serious face and then like the happier one. And now the reason I have Han in here is actually because of Luke. I noticed his hairpiece is exactly the same as Han Solo's hairpiece on the minifigure I have here. This is a microfighter set, as I mentioned before. This is one of my favorite microfighters. I have a lot of these. So anyway, the Han Solo minifigure, as you can see here, has the same hair as Luke, but in a different color. Sorry, it's kind of focused on Furbacca, but you can see what I mean. Got like the same like wave to it on the top. You can't really see that. But I mean, I noticed that and I'm just like, wow. I mean, obviously it's Lego, and Han and Luke's hair wasn't too different, I suppose, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. I wanted to share it with you guys. Now, the next piece I actually thought was a speeder as well, and in this case, I mean, it's kind of hard not to, but this is apparently a desert skiff, and if you've seen a desert skiff, then you know that this doesn't really resemble one much, or at least I don't think it does. But this is, in fact, a desert skiff. My cousin told me that, and I just kind of went with it, and I remember I looked it up. When I looked this one up, I checked so many different sources, and it's a desert skiff, apparently. Okay, so there's that. Then we got the Stormtrooper, and I love this Stormtrooper. I have a lot of these, so I may use like an extra Stormtrooper body one day. It cut off again. This dang camera. I definitely need to invest in a new one. So anyway, he's got printing on his legs and his chest, and the printing on the chest continues on the back. Only the face on one side. Of course, to put the helmet on. He looks really cool. But what I was gonna say was that obviously he's nothing too special. You can get Stormtroopers on lots of sets, but I was thinking that I might take a couple Stormtroopers I have one day and just like make a little display with Luke and Han as Stormtroopers. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to set up the whole scene, but I would love to try and do that with Lego. Just like the scene where they rescue Leia, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm more creative with like landscape scenes. I'm just better at those. So anyway, on day 22, we got the Imperial landing craft, which was another one I ID'd right away. And I just love how this one turned out. Again, I just love how so many of these ships are so easily ID'able despite the small size. So that one's really cool. So on day 23, we got the ice hockey sleigh. And that apparently is what, I don't know, that's actually what this is called, but like, I don't know, I've seen it referred to as that, so that's what we're calling it, is the ice hockey sleigh. So there it is. And I don't know, I do like it. It does feel slightly out of place with all of the other buildings. I mean, it's definitely festive. It just feels kind of out of place to me. So then the next thing is our little Christmas Wookiee, or Snow Wookiee, or Snow Chewbacca, whatever you prefer to call him. I've seen several names. I don't know. He has the same sculpt as Chewbacca, and like the little ammo strap is festive, like red and green. But this is like, I think, the same mold as Chewbacca. I don't know. I couldn't find my Chewbacca figure. I was going to bring him in for comparison as well, but I couldn't find him. I thought he was in the China cabinet with Han, but apparently not. And, of course, Chewbacca here came... Well, we're going to call him Snow Wookiee, I guess. Of course, our Snow Wookiee here came with the two little trees, which I had previously stacked up, and the little extra snowball ammo for his bowcaster, which is a flick missile. Luckily, I could see where that went. The only reason I did that was because I knew it would have to land over by the Advent calendar box, which, if you were wondering, I have right there. So that is everything we got, and well, I put Furbacca to sleep again, so guess we'll just let him sleep this time since we're almost done. So anyway, I still just can't believe this is over because I had so much fun with this. So let's see, I'm going to pick out a few favorite pieces now. Well, obviously, for locations, I can only pick Jabba's Palace because there was only Jabba's Palace. Out of the minifigures, my favorites would probably be the Luke Skywalker figure because you can normally only get him in the expensive sets. Well, this particular Luke anyway. With the second favorite being the Battle Droid, and my third favorite being U-3PO. Because I don't even think, aside from like one like exclusive promo pack a few years back, or maybe it was last year, I don't think we've even had a Silver Protocol droid. So definitely him. Obviously our soldiers and our two little troopers here are pretty common. Well, maybe not exactly like overly common. I don't really know. I haven't looked recently at the sets that are like currently out. Because I haven't done like a big toy hunt or anything in a bit, and I haven't really looked on my own in a while because we haven't really had time with it being so close to Christmas. I didn't want to end up buying something and then somebody else buy it for me for Christmas. So I've sort of been refraining from looking. That's why I haven't really done any toy hunts. So I will be back to that in January. And I will be probably going thrifting this month. I don't know if we'll go thrifting this month or not. But I don't normally film those anyway. But, well, I don't think I've ever filmed those. But anyway, so my favorite of the different starships, probably Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter. I almost called this thing a Starflighter or something. I don't really know what I was going to say. I literally have no idea what I was going to say. I know I was going to say something with star in it, but I'm sure that it wasn't what it's actually called. My next favorite being the Tentative 4, just, you know, for how iconic it is. And then my third favorite for this would be a tie between, oops, well, I just did that. My third favorite would be a tie probably between the, what's this again? The Venator class Star Destroyer. Sorry, I couldn't think of the first part of that. I had to consult my list. And the Imperial Landing Craft. Just because I liked both of those so much. Other than that, you know what? I didn't include him in my favorite figures, but I do really love him. Like, he's probably a close tie-in for first of my favorite next to Luke, just because this guy is exclusive to the calendar, and actually so is this guy, so these two are both exclusives, so I almost feel it unfair to, like, rank them against the other minifigures, but yeah, they are exclusives. So if you find any of these calendars after Christmas where they weren't sold and they're on clearance and you want the exclusives, or you see anything else here you like, that would I'd probably recommend picking it up, just because it was really fun. Obviously, if you get it after Christmas, you'll probably just open it all at once. But I mean, it was really fun, and I enjoyed it. So I think I should probably end this before it gets too long. But I did have, like I said, a lot of fun with this calendar, and I just thank you guys so much for watching it with me. Oh, also, I think my least two favorites are this one and this one. Like, I do think it's kind of cool to get that, and that they gave, like, some love to the prequels. 'Cause I know a lot of people don't like the prequels, but at the same time, I kind of feel like the calendar did favor them a bit too much. I mean, I personally grew up seeing the prequels, like, as they were coming out, and I did like them. But, like, at the same time, I really do, of course, love the originals, and I would have liked it if they focused a bit more on the original trilogy and maybe gave us some stuff from The Force Awakens. But, you know, I am still overall really happy with what we got. I'll do another quick pan over everything. And, of course, I said what my favorites were. But, I don't know. Just, these two didn't completely wow me. Other than that, though, I did really love everything I got. So, thank you all so much for joining me for this video. And if you watched the other videos I did on the calendar throughout the month, then just thank you for sticking with me through the whole series. And I hope that I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.